So today I'm going to bring you guys through my photography workflow. So the process of when a photo shoot is finished, how I work with memory cards, processing my images, editing my images and exporting. So first thing I do once I finish a photo shoot is you need to get the photos off your memory card. And I've just done a street style shoot, so I wasn't on location, didn't tether, so I literally shot to card. I use the SanDisk Extreme memory cards. I'm obsessed with these memory cards because I shoot fast and I really trust them, and touch wood, I've had no issues. Hope I've not brought on karma just then. For this photo shoot, I have only got images on one card, but if I was in a situation where I'd shot all my images on this card and then I still needed to shoot more, I would then use my memory card case, and what I would do is I'd then place that memory card face down. I found this just really helped with just getting mixed up with memory cards and formatting and all that stuff. So this has been really great for organisation, and then I'd bring out another card, shoot on this card, and then again put that in. As I've only just shot on that one memory card, that wasn't needed on today's shoot. So next thing I do is I get my memory card that I've got my images on, and I'm gonna put these straight onto my desktop. I did used to edit on my MacBook Pro laptop, but I just found that it wasn't a very healthy working relationship. I was always working in bed and I just felt like I was never turning off. So I've now switched to the MacBook Pro desktop, and I actually love it because I feel like when I'm here, I'm in work mode, and it's just been really great for my workflow. So before I jump on and show you guys how I import and process my photos, I just want to talk through what I actually use. So this is the memory card reader I use. It's just from Amazon. It's been great. I do have two though, like a spare one. I've just learned doing this business that it's just always good to have two of everything because you never know. So I have two of these. So my memory card just goes straight in like so, and then plug that into my computer. This is my main hard drive that stays at home and doesn't leave my house. So this is a 5 terabyte hard drive. I feel like if I had anything lower than that, I would literally be ordering a new hard drive every 2 weeks. So I just find it easier just to go high. So everything I shoot, and this is actually a brand new one today, so it's all clear and clean, so I can really show you how I work. That always stays plugged into my computer, and then I will transfer everything from that memory card onto this hard drive. But if I was on location shooting and I was tethering to my laptop, I would bring this hard drive with me. This is a SanDisk one, and it's an SSD hard drive. And what I love about this hard drive is there's no plates in it, so it's super cute and small as well. It's more trustworthy as a hard drive, but these are so expensive. I think my 5 terabyte is the same price as 1 terabyte of this. So what I tend to do is I'd shoot to this on location and then bring this out with me because I just feel like that's just a safer way. And then I'll import all of this onto my computer and onto the other hard drive as a backup. So now I'm gonna bring you guys over to my desktop so you can watch and see photography workflow. So first things first, as you can see, my memory card has come for my selects. I like to do this, and then also just put like a keyword from the shoot. So this was in Primrose, so I'm just gonna put that as well. And then I'm gonna put everything into the raw folder. This takes some time because they are such big files. So what I tend to do when this is doing, I'm rather prepping dinner, or I'm having a shower and just doing all that other bits whilst this is doing. And this is the first thing I do when I get home from a shoot, because backup and looking after these photos is so important. So how I do all my culling, and honestly guys, this program, like my workflow would not be its workflow without this program. Like if this broke down on me or like discontinued, I would honestly cry. So first things first, I open up my Photo Mechanic and it opens up a window like so. And I'm just gonna head to my folder, which I made earlier, and just head right into the RAWs. And what is so amazing about this program is it just loads all of my RAWs super quickly. It's honestly like lightning compared to Lightroom. And first things first, I like to just go to here and also just change this to capture time, because this will just put all the images in the correct order. It also does this very quickly, because basically what it does is, instead of loading the raw on every single photo, it just loads a JPEG of that. So it's really quick just to see, you know, get rid of all the images that you don't want to use, as in like if they're blurry or her eyes are closed or she's pulling a funny face. This is the best program for this. As you can see now, it has taken my images and put them all into order of how I actually shot them. So this was a street style shoot I did with Grace today, and we had weird weather in England. It was raining one moment and then sunny another. So you're gonna see, it's gonna look like 2 different days. So what I love about this program is there's different ways of selecting. I tend to use colours because I'm dyslexic and I just prefer that way of working. So if you click 1, as you can see at the bottom right corner, it's actually gone pink, which means it's selected 1. You can also press T, which tags it as well. And then you could like just go through like this way and just tag them as you go. But like I just said, I just prefer colours because, so as you can see, I've now got a preview and you can zoom in and out if you wanted to. And also you have all your settings here on the right. So what I tend to do now is just literally just start scanning through, and any images I like, and I do this super quick because I kind of know when I've got the shot anyway. My work isn't perfection, it's about candid and capturing that kind of in-between moment. So I feel like I'm quite fast with this. My boyfriend never understands how I can be so quick, but it just, I can't explain it. Once you've taken the images, you kind of know when the image was that you were like, okay, I've got it. So this is what I tend to do. I'll go through all of the images quite quickly, and if I need to do a second cull, I will. But as you can see, I kind of know where the image is. And I just prefer this process to doing this in Lightroom, because I feel like if you do this in Lightroom, it's so slow, it's holding up more memory than it needs to. And it's just easier. And also if you do make a mistake and like you actually, I don't really want that one selected, I just press 0 and that just color tags it. So I'm just gonna go on and do this and not bore everyone. Start the stopwatch on my phone and actually like find out how long this actually takes me. And as you can see at the top, there's 2,227 images and I'm only on 546. There's also other culling programs I've actually like starting to hear about. So I actually might film a video like trying them out and comparing them and seeing what is the difference and are they better than this, because I feel like this is amazing. Can it get better? Be intriguing. Here, the sun came out. And I feel like it actually really worked because she was wearing a hat. So like it wasn't so harsh on the eyes. It just kind of gives like it's like all about the outfit, which is really cool. Okay, so I've now just finished all of my culling and that has taken me, let's look on the stopwatch, 11 minutes. And that was apart from the first look. So around 15 minutes, I would say that's taken me to go through 2,300 images. And as you go through the contact sheet, you can kind of see that where I've been selecting. I do select quite a lot, so I like to send my clients a lot of images. So the next thing I do is I just hover at the top here and I just go edit, select color class, winner. A lot of people may do this different ways, but this is the best way and workflow that's worked for me. And then what I do is, as you can see, I've already created the folder that says selects. So I'm just going to drag that, and as you can see, it does this so quickly. Like, look how like mad. And then you just double click on that folder, and as you can see, all of my images that I culled are all here. And the next thing I would do is then I'd go and then open Lightroom to that folder that we just moved all the culling selects into, which is this folder here. And something else that's really cool is you can actually apply a preset that you like, so that when it goes in, it's already got the preset on it. So I'm just gonna do that as well. And I'm just gonna head to this one and then just click import. So that's just going to import, as you can see here on the top left, all of the images that we've just selected into Lightroom. And then once that's loaded, I then begin to do all my lighting adjustments and basically perfect the preset onto each photo. And I'm going to show you guys how I do this as well. So I'm just going to double click on my first image and I'm going to head to the development tab. So it's just imported my images, and as you can see, it's actually imported my preset as well. I'm just going to first of all go down to lens correction and enable profile collections. As you can see, this gets rid of a bit of a vignette around the image, which I think makes such a difference, as you can see here, before and after. And I'm also just going to remove the grain from these. And other than that, I'm really happy. I might just add a little bit more warmth, a bit more tint, and a bit more brightness to the image. And then what I tend to do is, because I'm going to want to apply the same settings on this look, because they're all shot in the same place, I then just go along to the whole look, hold down my shift key, so then that selects all of them images, and then I click sync, and that will sync everything to them set of images. Just click synchronize. Actually, it's doing it on the top left here, and because I've already applied the preset, it's actually doing this really quickly. And then what I tend to do is just go through and just make sure I'm really happy with how that is all looking, which I am. The next thing I then tend to do is go on the last image of that set of images of that look, and I just do Command C and then just paste onto the next one. And that gives me a base, and I'm just going to brighten that up a bit more, bring the shadows down. And then again, I'm just going to select that whole look using my shift key and click, and then just click synchronize. And then again, this is going to paste. I used to do this individually, so when I realized this sync tool, oh, honestly, it made such a difference. So as you can see here, some of them are all, I can already just see from the thumbnails that is actually overexposed the image. So I'm just going to head back to see where that issue began, which I think is around here. I'm just going to bring that exposure down and then just go back and apply that to the rest, because as you can see, they're all just a bit too bright, and this really speeds things up. Like, oh, game changer. So again, as you can see, every location is slightly different, so that's why it's really important to make sure that you go in, you change the white balance, you change everything that suits that image, and then that's when the synchronizing tool is so good, because you can do it look by look, because obviously they all tend to be shot in the same lighting settings and same environment. So this is really, really beneficial. So here we have a sunny situation, so I'm just going to pull my temperature down, and maybe just also bring in my shadows a little bit more, check that highlight. I might even add a bit of noise reduction also, that smooths out the skin a little bit. So really happy with that edit, and then I'm just going to put that onto these sets. I actually shot this in direct light and backlit, so even though it's the same look, I'm going to do this in 2 separate syncs. Just going to double check them. And then I'm just going to apply the same preset, and actually the preset looks great on the backlit as well, so I'm just going to apply that also. As you can hear, my desktop going a little bit crazy. That's what Lightroom does, that's what it does. So I was on ISO 1000 here, so I think noise reduction is a must. So I'm just going to pull that in and apply that to all of these indoor shots. And then what I do after I have done all of that, I just do Command A on my keyboard, and again that just selects all the 520 images, and I just go File, Export. So this is your export location, which is where your images process to and where your final images will be kept on your hard drive. So I actually like to export to the same folder as the original photo, because that way the images never get lost as to where I originally got them from. And then what I tend to do is put them in a subfolder, and we're just going to call this edited. And then you can also change your file name, which I actually really like to do sometimes. So you just click here and click custom name, but sometimes it's good to put the original file number in this. So I'm just going to change this to Primrose Grace, and then that way it has the file number as well, in case there's any like feedback or anything. I feel like this is really important to make sure that they are file numbered, and yeah, it makes such a difference. My quality is always going to be on 100, and resolution is 300. And yeah, and then I just export. So when you're exporting from Lightroom, I really recommend to not do anything else on your computer. This takes up so much process memory, and it's really quite time consuming, and I really wish there was a hack. If anyone knows one, please let me know to make this faster. As the images are exporting, I tend to go and make a cup of tea or go and do some laundry, because it's so time consuming. You don't want to be opening more tabs, because it just makes the process slower. You always get that little rainbow thing that we all hate on Macs. So I tend to just leave it alone and just go and prepare for the next day, or just entertain myself away from the computer. And then the next part of what I do is, once they've all exported to that folder that we created in the export section, is I then tend to WeTransfer the images straight over to the client, and they get an email with the link for them to download. This does expire, so also do make sure your clients know. Another thing sometimes I like to do is then head back into Photo Mechanic and do a second culling. So I feel like the first one is a little bit overwhelming, and then once they've got the grade, the color grade on them, and you know, a bit of an edit, you can then really select down. So I had 522 originally. I'm just about to send over my images on WeTransfer. I've actually got the Pro version, and it gives you the option to do 4 weeks, 3 months, or 1 year. I'm going to go for a year, because I know that Grace is very bad at downloading her images. And what I love about it is now you can just get the link, which is great, because you can literally just get the link and send it over WhatsApp if that's easier, if that's the way you work. And you can also set a password as well, which I think is a really amazing feature with the Pro WeTransfer. So that is the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing my workflow and how my photography process works as I get in the door. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more photography videos, and I'll see you guys in my next video.